Brothers and sisters, leaders and delegates of this distinguished gathering, I greet you from afar, yet I stand with you in spirit. Though I am not physically present in your majestic hall today, I am with you all, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of dignity, for the sake of our shared future. Distance cannot silence my heart, nor can it diminish the urgency of what I wish to share. My voice crosses this distance because our moment is too serious to remain silent. When I received the invitation to address you, I felt both a deep gratitude and a heavy duty upon my shoulders. Gratitude, because it is not often that an African voice is truly heard in a chamber of this stature. Too often our voices arrive only as echoes after decisions have already been made. Gratitude, because your invitation signals a recognition that Africa is not a distant spectator, but a living participant in the struggles, hopes, and transformations of this region. Yet along with gratitude comes duty, a duty heavier than protocol, heavier than courtesy, for silence when dignity is trampled is complicity. Silence when injustice spreads like a shadow is surrender. Silence when the pillars of our civilization crack and decay is itself a betrayal of the generations that entrusted us with leadership. Nyla, I stand before you today not to flatter and not to repeat comfortable phrases that have lost their meaning through overuse. I stand before you as a friend who has tasted humiliation and fought to reclaim honor, as a son of a small nation that has walked the hard road of rebuilding its dignity brick by brick, as a leader who knows, from bitter experience, the price a people pays when it surrenders its sovereignty to others. I appear not to act as a guest seeking applause, but as a partner compelled to speak plainly, because the time for polite euphemisms has passed, because our people, whether in Africa or the Arab world, deserve honesty more than ceremony. Because if we cannot speak truth to one another in this hall, then all our declarations and communiques will be nothing but paper, and our children will inherit only disappointment. We are gathered here today under circumstances that are nothing short of extraordinary. This is not one of those routine summits where we meet, exchange pleasantries, sign communiques, and then disperse. This is a gathering that has been born out of a tremor that has traveled across continents, a tremor that has shaken not only our institutions, but also the hearts of ordinary people. From the bustling markets of Marrakesh to the ancient alleys of Muscat, from the shores of Dakar to the gates of Damascus, from the red dust of Ouagadougou to the shimmering skyline of Doha, an invisible thread of shock and grief now connects our peoples. Mothers whisper about it as they prepare food for their families. Students debate it late into the night in cafes and on social media. Workers pause in their labor to shake their heads in disbelief. It is not simply an incident, it is an affront to dignity that reverberates in every home. You know the event I refer to. It is no longer a matter of speculation or rumor. It has been played and replayed on every screen, discussed in every parliament, analyzed in every newsroom. You know the pain it has caused. The pain of seeing sovereignty diminished, of seeing the safety of a host violated, of seeing mediation mocked. You know the outrage it has sparked. Outrage not only at the act itself, but at the seeming impunity with which it was carried out, at the casual way in which others treat the lives and the dignity of our people. Yet, brothers and sisters, what matters even more than the event itself is our response to it. History does not only record the actions of those who offend, it records the reactions of those who are offended. The incident, grave as it is, will one day fade into the annals of the past, but our reaction, whether it was timid or courageous, divided or united, will define the legacy of this generation of leaders. Shall we once again take refuge in the language of procedure, issuing statements of concern, expressing our deep regret, calling politely for restraint, and then quietly returning to business as usual? Shall we content ourselves with drafting paragraphs that sound strong but are never acted upon, while our dignity continues to be eroded piece by piece? Or shall we at last stand up as a people of honor and say enough? Shall we find within ourselves the courage to move from words to deeds, from posture to principle, from slogans to strategies. The question before us is not simply about condemning a single act. It is about deciding what kind of nations we wish to be. Are we to remain reactive, perpetually surprised, perpetually issuing communiques, perpetually calling for others to respect us, while we ourselves refuse to respect our own power? Or will we rise to become proactive, shaping events rather than merely lamenting them, defining the terms of engagement rather than having them defined for us? The people who sent you here are watching. They do not measure your leadership by the eloquence of your statements, but by the effectiveness of your protection. They do not measure your solidarity by the number of summits you attend, but by the courage you show when their dignity is threatened. They do not measure your independence by the flags you fly, but by the decisions you take without waiting for approval from distant capitals. The choice is stark. We can either...
Lovely viewers, welcome to AMF4 TV. My name is Richard Che. I hope you are fine. Okay, we are talking about how African leaders has to be united by this an influential leader, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore. There is a video on social media, especially on our handles, that we have to share it to you for you people to comment on it, on how statements he has been making all these days. We'll keep on updating you on this issue, but don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this video as well as similar videos like this. Let's listen to whatever he said and on social media to see, and then also don't forget to comment when you watch this video. Kindly also not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video for people to also watch and like us.
We can either continue on the path of timidity, where our summits are stages for ceremonial indignation and nothing more, or we can make this summit a turning point, a moment when leaders who have been passive became actors, when those who have been fragmented became a community bound by principle. I urge you to look beyond the incident and see the pattern. Each time our sovereignty is mocked and we respond with hesitance, we invite repetition. Each time we divide ourselves into camps and wait for others to mediate, we weaken our own hands. Each time we outsource our dignity to statements written for us by foreign advisors, we become less credible in the eyes of our own citizens. This is the real crisis. Not only what was done to one of our members, but what we have allowed to be done to our collective will. So let us not allow this gathering to dissolve into routine. Let us not leave this hall as we entered it. Let us not mistake catharsis for courage. Let us instead transform our shared outrage into a shared resolve. Let us show our people and the world that there comes a point when enough is truly enough. My brothers, my sisters, my elders, my peers, the frankness of youth and the responsibility of leadership. Too long have we built palaces for meetings, but not foundations for self-reliance. Too long have we allowed others to write our security doctrines, to set our economic priorities, to choose our friends and our enemies, to dictate the rhythm of our progress. We have let ourselves become spectators in our own theater. It is time to change the script. For decades, many of your nations have been blessed with immense resources, natural, cultural, human, spiritual. You have built cities of glass and steel, towers that pierce the sky, and fleets that circle the globe. Yet when dignity is threatened, when sovereignty is mocked, you gather like today, and your words are strong, but your posture is hesitant. You speak of unity, but act as fragments. You speak of independence, but rely on external patrons. You speak of honor, but outsource your protection. My friends, this contradiction cannot continue. I do not speak from a place of arrogance. I speak from experience. My own country, Burkina Faso, is small. We have known poverty, instability, external manipulation. We have no oceans of energy beneath our soil, no vaults of gold overflowing. Yet, when we decided to reclaim our dignity, when we decided to stand on our own feet, we discovered a strength that had been sleeping inside us. It was not easy, it demanded sacrifices, but it restored our soul. I ask you, If a small landlocked country can begin this journey, what prevents great nations with vast wealth from taking the same road? I say this because I care for you, because Africa and the Arab world are not strangers. Our histories intertwine, our faiths, our languages, our markets, our cultures have crossed paths for centuries. When you are humiliated, we feel it. When we are insulted, you should feel it. Our destinies are linked, whether we admit it or not. And yet, how many times have your policies been shaped not by the wisdom of your ancestors or the aspirations of your youth, but by the scripts written in foreign capitals? How many times have you acted not as free actors, but as executors of agendas crafted elsewhere? My friends, this is the wound that must be healed. I hear constantly about international alliances, about partnerships, about strategic understandings, but I ask you, where is your alliance with your own people? Where is your partnership with your own region? Where is your strategic understanding with Africa, with Asia, with the emerging world that shares your grievances and your hopes? You look outward for protection while neglecting the power of your own neighborhood. You open your markets to those who exploit you while closing your hearts to those who resemble you. This is not destiny. This is a choice, and choices can be changed. Respect for sovereignty is not a slogan. It is the lifeblood of any free nation. Without sovereignty, a country is a flag without wind, a palace without foundation. If the sovereignty of one is violated today and we respond with timidity, whose sovereignty will be violated tomorrow? If you allow a precedent to stand unchallenged, you invite repetition. And if you are divided when dignity is insulted, you are complicit in your own humiliation. I call on you, leaders of the Arab and Islamic world, to raise your eyes above the horizon of fear and convenience. Stop measuring your responses by the comfort of foreign patrons. Stop outsourcing your security. Stop pretending that statements equal strength. Begin to build what I call the 3 pillars of dignity: self-respect, self-defense, and self-reliance. Self-respect means never speaking with 2 tongues, one for your people, another for outsiders. It means aligning your public statements with your private commitments. It means refusing to be instruments in games you did not design. Self-defense does not mean aggression. It means credible capacity to deter violations, capacity that rests on your own institutions, not on rented shields. Self-reliance means developing your economies in ways that serve your youth, not foreign contractors. Developing your industries to transform your raw materials at home. Building your research centers to innovate rather than import. Some will say this is a dream. I tell you it is a necessity, because dependence invites disrespect, because fragmentation invites manipulation, because timidity invites encroachment. The world you are entering is not the world of yesterday. Power is shifting, alliances are shifting, demographics are shifting. Those who are not prepared to stand on their own feet will be trampled. In Burkina Faso, we have begun crafting modest models to escape this trap. We invest in our local farmers, not just to feed ourselves, but to feed our neighbors. We prioritize vocational training so our young people build and repair our infrastructure instead of waiting for foreigners. We create regional security.
Lovely viewers, welcome to AMN4 TV. My name is Richard Che. I hope you are fine. Okay, we are talking about how African leaders has to be united by this an influential leader, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore. There is a video on social media, especially on our handles, that we have to share it to you for you people to comment on it, on how statements he has been making all these days. We'll keep on updating you on this issue, but don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this video as well as similar videos like this. Let's listen to whatever he said and on social media to see, and then also don't forget to comment when you watch this video. Kindly also not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this video for people to also watch and like.